Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Maou, and I do hope that you're all doing well. Now, I have just finished all of my writing for today. I'm in the middle of writing The Rise of Sereth, Chapter 2, and I've just completed Chapter 2, Part 1. So I finally managed to get around to doing another video. These are frequently asked questions that people continually ask me. And so let's get straight into it, shall we? When do you expect the next DxD comic to be released? Now, usually it takes them around 3 months in order to complete a comic commission. And I commissioned it this month, which is July 2021. So I would estimate it to be finished at around March, and so April at a guess. That is a guess though, because I don't know when they get finished. It kind of depends on other comics that are being released at the time. I don't know what the exact schedule is. All I know is that it will be released in around, when did I say? April-ish. April to March. Because it usually takes them around 3 months to complete the artistry for it. Having said that, I know that they can also complete it within a week. 2 weeks technically, if necessary. But the longer that they take to make the comic, the artists, I mean, the better quality it will actually be. So I usually prefer not to rush them into anything. Oh, I just put my mouse there. Never mind. When are you? God, I can't read. What are your perceptives, you know what it means, for the new year in relation to your comic books? Well, I would like to get the Ultimate Mind Control Hegemony edition commissioned. That would be extremely nice. And I would also like to get Rosario... I'm calling it Rosario plus Vampire now, and it's not. It's Jutane issue 2 completed, so that it's done and it's out of the way, because that's been in the works for a very, very long... I'm going to say, not the works. It's been the script has been completed for an extremely long time, and I've never commissioned it, and I would like to finish that series before continuing with the DxD series, if I'm being honest. In fact, I'm not going to do anything with the DxD series until next year, after the next DxD commission has been completed, I think, because there are other ones that I would like to write, How many comics do you think you will produce? Technically, it's a commission. How many comics will you produce this year is the way that I'm going to interpret that. So last year, I actually commissioned 3 comics all at the same time. I'm probably not going to do that again. I can't remember why I commissioned 3 all at the same time. I must have had some reason for it. But I'm unlikely to do that this year. I'm probably going to aim for at least 3 this year and see how it progresses. Usually whenever a commission is complete, I commission the next one right away. But because the prices have changed, I don't know how that will interpret into how many comics will be commissioned just yet, because I have no way of predicting how this year is actually going to go. Because currently I'm working, I'm currently on what's called a furlough from work, which is the reason why I've had so much time to do like videos and time to write scripts and all that. But once I've started working again, I will have less time to work on scripts and videos and more time. I'm going to have more money basically, but I won't have as much time. So it's kind of a give and take that. I don't know which is better, because do you need money or do you need time to write? It's a really difficult balance to make. Which new anime you haven't explored yet will you parody in your comic? Can you tell that I'm dyslexic? I cannot read for toffee. I really can't. Probably. Well, technically speaking, if I haven't watched the anime, then I can't predict what I'm going to make because I haven't watched it yet, because I don't know what happens. I don't know who the characters are or anything about it. It's like asking for an opinion on a movie that you haven't actually seen yet, and you haven't even seen the trailer. So I'm going to say that I'm very much looking forward to the parody of Breaking Will. The comic is called Breaking Will, but it hasn't been commissioned yet. I wrote it, and I'm very much looking forward to commissioning this comic because it's actually extremely good. I'm impressed about how good it actually is, because usually when I write something, I'm usually like, I don't know. But when I write something good, I usually know when it's good because I think that it's good. If you know what I mean. So yeah, I can't really answer that question, but I've given you kind of an answer. So I hope that's okay. If possible, could you tell me what happens to your monster breeding program story? Do you still intend to continue the story, or do you have another plan for it? The monster breeding program, I never ended that one on a to be continued. I kind of thought that it just ended quite naturally, and there's no real place for the story to really go. I could continue it if I wanted to, but I don't really see it being necessary. But I guess I'll think about it. What is your favorite type of dairy? By this they mean tsundere, yandere, etc, etc. I would probably have to say yandere, because they're by far the most interesting out of the four of these. But the irony is, IRL, it would probably be completely goddamn terrifying. Mostly because I have a little bit of experience with that. I think I was about 7. How old was I? I must have been about 16 at the time. And there was this girl who is 2 years below me, and we met in this science club thing, and I didn't think anything to it. And she started to want to walk with me back to the bus stop, which is where I would get back home. And because I'm an introvert, I need time after school. I would put my headphones on, and I would need that time to recharge. And so her being there kind of interrupted that. So eventually I said, oh no, I'm going to go a different way. So I walked a different way to the bus stop. And you know, one of those times when you have a feeling that somebody's following you? I got that, and I turned around, and she was standing across the road, and it turns out that she had followed me all the way there from school all the way to the bus stop. And because I had my headphones in, I actually didn't notice. It was a weird experience. It was very strange because I was only 16 at the time, so obviously I didn't have any experience of how to get rid of her. And so I kind of just avoided her and stopped talking to her, and I feel kind of bad about it actually. But yeah, IRL, probably none of these, but in a fantasy setting, probably yonder. In fact, my friend had a similar thing happen to him. The only difference is, for him, she became his girlfriend, and he didn't find out how obsessed she was until after they started dating. And I never actually pried into what exactly happened, because it's not really any of my business. But they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and then suddenly they weren't anymore, so I have no idea what happened. But yeah, it's kind of a weird one, that one. So the idea of yandere is more appealing than the actual living experience of that. How much do you expect your fan base to grow this year? I don't expect it to grow at all, because my Pornhub channel has been deleted because of the new year, that new I'm going to say policy that they have, where you have to be that. I don't quite understand it myself. You have to be like verified by them in order to upload videos. So videos that had been up since like 2016, 2017 are now completely gone, which is a real shame, because I really enjoyed making making those. YouTube is most likely going to censor this video, if not everything. So it really doesn't matter what I do, because that's going to be probably taken down, or this channel's going to be deleted, or something like that. I am toying with the idea of X videos, creating an X videos account, but I am undecided, because on the one hand I want to make videos, I like making HMVs, and I like making trailers for my comics, but at the same time that's quite a bit of effort to go through, and even if I start an account with them, I just don't want to go through what Pornhub did to me again, from scratch. I don't want to go through that again, because that was just a complete and utter nightmare. And last question, what is your opinion about lollies? I realize that your stories that you don't usually work with lollies. My opinion on lollies, I don't really have an opinion on lollies. I could add them in at any point in time. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, oh, well, it's probably because it's illegal. In actual fact, it's not actually lolicons that are actually, or lollies that are illegal, it's actually that's actually illegal, which is a hentai tag. I'm gonna have to bleep that out, but if you type that into basically any hentai website, you will find it, and you'll understand the difference between and lolicons, and why one of them is illegal and one of them isn't. And I can't tell you what that word is, because I don't want you to go looking for it, because I'm going to say the word disturbing. It's really, really disturbing. The best way that I can describe it is, when does something that is pretending to be something else become the thing that it is pretending to be? That might sound, well, actually, it's quite a poetic question in and of itself. I can't remember who exactly said this or quoted, or what quote this is from, but this is the best way that I can describe it, because it's like lolicon, but it goes that extra mile to the point where, because when you look at lollies, you know that it's just pretend, but with it doesn't look or feel like it's pretending anymore, and it's that's disturbing, and it makes you feel kind of sick. That's the reason why I'm not telling you what it is, because it actually does make me feel kind of sick, that because it's just so extreme that I can't take it, and I'm a creator, I'm a veteran, and even I can't stomach it. So that should give you some idea of what it's like. So yeah, with that comes us to the end of the video. I do hope that you've enjoyed this video. My name is Maou. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, so yeah, let's leave it at that, shall we?